And welcome everyone to round 6 of PAFR Season 4 Division 2. We are at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. We are already started the short qualifying session as usual. You can see it's a really sunny day here at the Red Bull Ring. We see already some of the drivers coming out of the pit lane. We have the Red Bull of Arin, the first driver to go out to set the first flying lap of the session. We actually only have 2 drivers out on track right now, but 2 more are following now. It's the Haas and the AlphaTauri. Not really sure which of them exactly they are. It's Ecot and Indie Gamer. Now PAFR Luke, our championship leader, is coming out of the pit lane as well. And I have to say something about this track. It's a really aggressive track. It's really short and you have a lot of straights, a lot of possible places of overtaking and re-overtaking. So we have this first, as we are going on board with Arin now, the main straight. It's a short straight. Still, you can try to attack here. Then you have this second DRS straight, which is just next to the first one, and then you've got the third DRS straight. So you have a total of 3 DRS zones in a row. That's why this track is a really aggressive one. We're going on board with Arin now, coming into turn 4. Gonna not take any of the outside curve. We're gonna take a bit of the inside curve though. Looking for really good traction on the exit of these corners. Now he is taking all the outside curve but not any of the inside curve, and he's gonna be blocked a bit by Vintage Grease, I think. Might have given him a bit of a dirty air there. I think he did move out of the way on time, but still I think it wasn't the best for Arin. Going down into 6th gear, now down into 4th gear to take all the inside curve, and coming into the line it's gonna be a 1:4.9. I think not the best lap Arin could have done. I think he could go more faster than that. We come from a really crazy race last weekend at France. Have a lot of changing conditions with the weather. We started on a dry race, I think. No, a wet race, and it changed to dry. So a lot of people struggling on the slick tires when the track was still wet, but it was already possible to go into the slicks, but still the track was really slippery. We saw a really messy restart of the race, like kind of Mugello 2021. And to be honest, I have to say that possibly we are gonna have a crazy race today as well in any case, because from experience of commentating I can say that in other leagues, most times I've commentated an Austria race, it usually is full carnage. I definitely don't think it's anything to do with the drivers, but it is with the track, because as I was saying, it's a really aggressive track. It invites you to be aggressive. You have 3 DRS zones altogether. You can pass, then you can be re-overtaken again. It's really short, not much corners on this track. So yeah, the track invites you to be really aggressive here. Also, curbs and track limits are a problem for some drivers in this track. Curbs can make you fly completely, like the well-known turn 1 curb. You want to cut it and win some time, but it also may give you a warning, and it may also send you into the wall. So we have already 8 drivers have set a lap in this session. We have Ben, who is leading now by a really big gap, 6 tenths ahead of Arin. A 1:4.3. I think the 1:4 will be beaten. We are gonna be seeing people going to the 1:3s. Height at some point. We go now with Juventino, but he is already invalidated his lap time. Or might just be in an outlet. No, I'm sorry, he was on a flying lap, but he still has more fuel to go on and do one more lap. We're gonna go on board with the Ferrari driver with that nice Italian helmet he's using. A bit slow through turn 1. I think he didn't take much of the curb there. Possibly not getting the best exit. Coming into the end of sector 1, it's a 16.1 down into second gear. Again, not the better exit for the Ferrari driver out of the corner. Coming into turn 4 is gonna brake kinda in the middle of the 50 and the 100 meter board. Not gonna take any of the outside curve. Also not too much of the inside curve. Now he's gonna go by the outside, a 45.2. Down into 6th gear and not taking much of the curve once again. Gonna go totally wide there, but still gets good traction out of the corner. It's gonna be a 1.5.4. And Happy Gilmore now goes up into second place with a 1.4.5. That's almost a second faster than the time I've just was going on with Juventino. So Ben leads 2 tenths ahead of Happy Gilmore, then comes Vintage Grease, then CHR with a really good lap on the medium tires. I have to say it's only 3 tenths behind the leader with the slower compound of tires, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on this guy. Could well give us a surprise in the coming minutes. Oh, and there's a bit of a messy thing going on here with CHR having to go into the grass. Then there came the Alfa Romeo of JB. But I think that it wasn't really much of a trouble. And now I'm gonna go on board with Arin. I think he started a new flying lap. Yeah, he is. He is on a new flying lap. Coming into turn 2, he is only improving 48 thousandths of a second his previous time. So not an excellent sector 1 for Arin here, but still a minimal improvement in a track that I think you really can't improve that much because of how short it is. Compared to his previous lap, no, he is once again taking all the outside curve, none of the inside curve. Here he is gonna sit almost all on the inside, almost improving 2 tenths into sector 2. That is gonna place him, I think, into P5. Yeah, he should be getting a P5, but possibly he's gonna improve here, so maybe even a P4. Coming into the line goes Arin, and it's gonna be, no, P2 actually. What a final sector by Arin there, putting himself only 2 tenths behind current leader Ben. Great lap there by our Red Bull driver. And now CHR is gonna go out on these soft tires, the man that qualified 3 tenths lower than Ben on the medium set of tires. So in theory he should be taking the lead, because with the softs he should be able to improve more than 3 thousandths of a second. No, more than 3 tenths, I'm sorry. He should be going more than 3 tenths faster in the next lap. But going now with the Mercedes driver Vintage Grease. Ben now improves 2 tenths his previous time, a 1.4.1 for Ben. Trying to hold into that pole position now, but here comes Vintage Grease, was improving 2 tenths in the second sector, now coming into the line, cutting almost all the curve on the inside, goes up into second place, improves 3 tenths in the total of the lap. 1-4.3. Oh, and Lee Wayne King's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane entry. Not good news for the Alpine team. Happy Gilmore now, his teammate on an out lap. Currently sitting on P4, but we'll be there, I think, to battle for the pole position. Aring is gonna switch for the medium tires. Does this mean he's giving up on improving more in this session? Is he gonna go and do some practice laps on the mediums? PAFR Luke is set a lap now on the soft tire, but it's only a 1-4.6. As I've been informed, or what I've read in the Discord chat, I think he is now racing with no racing line and with no ABS, which he was using before. So I think that if that's the case, then that's the reason why he's not more faster than what he is right now. So yeah, it takes some time to get used to racing with no assist. So credit there to Luke for deciding to take the step and going for an improvement on his personal driving on this game, removing the final assists that he was missing to remove. Kelly goes up into 5th place with the Alfa Romeo. It's a 1-4.6. Gonna go on board now with Happy Gilmore, who is not started a flying lap. He's gonna do one more warm-up lap. Maybe just trying to burn the fuel or something. I don't find any other explanation. He has not invalidated his lap. And CHR has actually managed only to make it a 1-4.2. Still makes it up into 2nd place, but not enough to get Ben for P1. On board with Womack now, who is improving 1/10 into Sector 1. In a track like Austria, every 10th counts really, because the times are really close. You can see from P1 to P13 there's less than a second gap. So yeah, there you can see how close the differences are in Austria. Short track, Womack does not have a good Sector 2. It's only improving 38 thousandths of a second. Now coming into the end of the lap, into the final couple of corners, is going to go only down into 7th gear. Now down into 4th and quickly up into 5th gear into the final corner, and it's going to make it a P7. 5/10 behind the leader and ahead of PAFR Luke, who's now gone into the gravel, getting used to driving no assist. Well, that's the reason of why we are seeing what we are seeing. He is gonna come into the pit lane now. So we've got 3 more minutes to go on this qualifying session. It seems it's gonna go the way of Ben, as it looks now. Well, you never know, anything can happen. But here comes Ben into the line to go for his final run. Going down into 4th gear, not taking almost any of the inside curve, not trying to cut the corner, just trying to keep it clean. Oh, and Rishi goes now up into 1st place. Rishi appeared out of nowhere and takes the lead. Takes provisional pole with a 1-3.9. He's been the first driver to make it into the 1-3. Well, that's a total surprise at this point of qualifying. But we are now gonna go on board with Ben, who is still looking to reclaim that for P1, but he is 5/10. Yeah, he's aborted a lap. He is aborted the flying lap. He is gonna wait to start a totally new lap. And now here comes Ben into the start of his final flying lap. Can he make it and retake that pole position away from Rishi again? CHR, by the way, I also have to say, has just started his final flying lap. But gonna go on board with Ben, who is improving 34 thousandths of a second into Sector 1. Coming down the hill into turn 4 is gonna break into the middle again of the 50 and 100 meter board. Iron Knight now goes up into third place, 1:4.2 for the Williams driver. Going with Ben, gonna take almost all of the outside curve and is only improving 6 thousandths of a second. The pole that seemed he had on the back is now running away from his hands. Looks it's not gonna be possible, but he still has this final sector to push as hard as he can. It looks really complicated, but can he do it? No, he can't. He invalidates in the final corner. It goes too wide, and that's gonna be it for him. Not gonna be on pole position today. Gonna go now with CHR. Can he make it into pole position? Coming into the line, and no, he can't. He can only make it into P3 with a 1:4.2. Can someone try and defeat that time Rishi has just set some minutes ago? Out of nowhere he came, and seems he's gonna keep that pole position. But here we go with Happy Gilmore, who, yeah, he's not pushing at all. I think he's gonna wait for one more lap if he has enough time to cross the finish line, which I think he will have. And qualifying has ended now. Kelly comes into the line and does not improve. Vintage Grease has just started, I think, his final flying lap. So can he try go and defeat Rishi for that pole position? He's improving 1/10 into Sector 1. Have to pay attention on this. Oh, but he makes a bit of a mistake, I think, out of the exit of turn 2. Luke finally goes up into third place, I think with no assist, so have to give credit to the Red Bull driver there. 1:4.2. And Vintage Grease has already invalidated his flying lap, so it's gonna be as it is now, I think. Unless Happy Gilmore can do something about it. He's coming into the final corner. Can he take pole position away from Rishi? No, he can't. Only a P11 for Happy Gilmore. So there you go. It's gonna be Rishi with a surprise lap that will take pole position today for the Austrian Grand Prix. Great job there by the Aston Martin driver, who wants to get redemption today from his mistake in the final corner of the French Grand Prix last weekend, where he lost the win on Euch on penalties. Euch, by the way, our winner from last weekend, managed to make it into a P9 today. But as you can see, grid is extremely close. From P1 to P16, the gap is less than a second. So we're gonna have a really close race today to watch. So I hope you enjoy it. For all the viewers, hope you are gonna have a really fun one today. There you can see the gap. It's really close. It's less than a second, as I was saying, between the top 16. Juventino is also not far from that. It's only 1 second and 13 thousandths behind the leader. And then you have Indie Gamer with a 1.167 behind the leader. Paulo Frost had a qualifying ban to serve, so that's the reason why he didn't set a lap time. And Lee Wayne King, who got unfortunately disqualified for parking in the pit lane exit. Rishi is your pole sitter for the Austrian Grand Prix, but as I was saying, Austria is usually a track that gives you a lot of carnage, so well, let's hope it's not the case for today. But I have to say that is mostly what always happens in this track, in league racing in general. So we're gonna have now a little break. Oh, and the weather seems to be a bit dark. The sky is a bit cloudy, so we might be getting a wet race again at some point. It may start raining, and I hope it does actually, because it makes things more interesting. The changing conditions, remember what we saw in France was a really exciting race with all those changing conditions. There wasn't really a correct tire to be on at some point. It made drivers make a lot of mistakes. We saw a lot of spinners not getting the grip on the slick tires, though when the track was all ready for them to be used, but still not at 100% grip. So we're gonna have a little break now, waiting for the race to get started. The drivers are gonna be maybe fixing their setups, loading their fuels, preparing their strategies for the race, checking the weather conditions, and all that stuff. And we are gonna get going now. We already have the countdown to start the formation lap. Not sure if someone read it up when he shouldn't have, but yeah, I think that's the case. So yeah, that's the reason why we're starting a bit earlier than usually. As I usually do, this time a bit late, I'm gonna go and check the strategy from the people out of the top 10. Have Happy Kilmore, Chromat, Womax, Rhino on the soft tires. Have Eckhart and JB on the mediums, Juventino on the softs, Indie Gamer on the mediums, Paulo Frost on the softs, and Lee Wayne King on the medium tires. Everyone on the top 10, of course, is starting on the soft tires. And seems that we are gonna have rain at some point, as I was saying, so that should make the race even more exciting than it will be anyway. So drivers have already taken their spots in the grid, and the lights are gonna come out at any moment now, and there we go. Lights out and away we go, and Ben has got a really bad start. Luke has got a really good one and is already ahead of him before even turn 1. Richie leads, behind him comes Luke, then comes Ben. Iron Knights made a place on CHR as well. Vintage Grease finally got a good start and is holding into his place. Elch also got a really good one. He's gonna go down the inside. He's gonna defend from the Alfa Romeo of Kelly and manage to stay ahead. Rishi leads 4 tenths ahead of Luke. Then comes Ben in 3rd place. Then we have Iron Knight in 4th, who made a place on CHR. Vintage Grease, who managed to hold his place this time. Elch made up 2 places. There's not been a really great start this time. It's been kind of normal today. Rishi leads, then Luke, then Ben, then Iron Knight. Was a really normal start, I have to say, and actually really nice to see there's not been any accidents till this point. It was a really clean start. Coming into lap 2 of the race, we are not yet gonna be seeing attacks or realistic attacks. Oh, we have a bit of a battle here in the back. It's JB versus Lee Wayne King. JB is on the inside. That's the battle for last place, actually, for 19th place. Battle not to be last. Rishi is pulled away almost a second gap to PAFR. Luke goes wide. Luke is off the track and he gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Might be not using the ABS. The thing that is causing this. Oh, and there's a yellow flag this time. What is it? It is Juventino, I think. No, it's not. I'm sorry. And we get going. Rishi is already 1.2 seconds ahead of Luke. And DRS will be enabled now. Ben has now a really good opportunity to try and get past Luke. Luke does not have DRS to defend against Ben. Here comes Ben into the straight line, into the second DRS straight, but is not really trying to attack Luke yet. Iron Knight is also putting a bit of pressure on the McLaren driver. Is Ben gonna try and go for the move now into turn 4? No, he won't, or at least Luke is doing a really good job defending. Oh, and the rain has already started falling on track. There you can see the first drops of rain, only in lap 3. So this race is about to totally change from a dry race immediately to a wet race possibly. Luke once again going wide into the final corner. Definitely doesn't feel yet comfortable with the not using ABS, not using racing line as well. If I'm not wrong, I think that's the case. But here comes Ben, who will need to try and get past Luke as fast as he can, because if not, in the rain it's gonna be much more complicated for him, and then Rishi can just start pulling away with no opposition in the lead of the race. Here comes Ben, gonna try and do it. Oh, and there's an accident. It's Vintage Grease. No, once again. Here comes Ben down the inside of Luke, gets the move done. Not so hard passing Luke, I have to say. Takes second of the race. Now we'll try and go catch Rishi. Rishi's not having a good time, I think. He lost a bit of tenths there. Around 2 tenths against Ben. Oh, and Ben makes a bit of a slide, I think. The rain is starting to fall more hard on the track. We are getting some comments in our commentary box in the stream, which I'm gonna quickly go and read while we follow this. Once again, starting to get wet race as we had in France. Might have some carnage today. There are some people already coming into the pit lane. That is Arin. Are they gonna go for the inters? No, Arin's been involved in an accident. He's switching for the softs again. Lee Wayne King had gone for the intermediate tires, but has no wing and is in last place already. Eckert is going here for the inters too, but DRS is still enabled. Yeah, it's definitely not the moment to go for the inters, I think. And Ben has got a really good pace because in around less than a lap, I think, he's catch Rishi already into DRS range. He was 1.5 seconds behind like around 2 laps ago. Now he is already in the DRS range. Iron Knight getting past Luke into the second DRS straight. There's a yellow flag from a Red Bull, I think. Oh, and I think there went something on here. No, sorry. So Rishi leads 9 tenths ahead of Ben, who is doing his best to catch the Aston Martin driver. Rishi doesn't seem to have the best race pace. That seems to be Ben, or at least on these wet conditions. I think there's going some lagging on with Rishi, having some connection problems. I've seen him teleporting a couple of times already. So no one's coming into the pit lane yet, apart from the guys that didn't have anything to lose, which in this case it hasn't gone their way. Rishi leads, but is already being put under pressure by Ben, who is only 5 tenths behind. It's also put already a gap against Iron Knight, so we might be seeing a battle for the win only between these two, unless Iron Knight can try and catch the pack. Well, of course, only a battle for the race win between these two in normal conditions, but as you can see, the conditions are changing fast, and we are gonna be seeing drivers come into the pit lane for inters at any moment. Now, Iron Knight doing a really good job trying to stick into the back of the two race leaders, but is already 1.2 seconds behind, taking a bit of the inside curve there, bumping a bit the car, but still getting a good exit out of the corner. Womack picks a 3-second time penalty now for multiple warnings. And people are now starting to come into the pit lane for the intermediate tires. So does this mean that the conditions are already for inters? I haven't seen that DRS has been disabled, but we are gonna be finding out in just a couple of moments if Rishi and Ben decide to come in. But I think that's not the case. Rishi is staying out, Ben is staying out as well. Have a yellow flag in sector 2. That is Happy Gilmore, I think, on the inters. No, it's actually his teammate Lee Wen King. Spinning close to the final part of the lap. We are now with Ben, who is still trying to get past Rishi. I think he's just trying to save his ERS there. I don't think he's trying to go for a full attack at this moment. It might not be the best decision to do so. Ben seems to have more pace than Rishi does at this point of the race. Oh, and there's a yellow flag in the final sector. I think that's the Alfa Romeo or the Alpine of Lee Wayne King. Coming into lap 10 of the race, and to be honest, I think Ben should be trying to get past Rishi, because you never know when the DRS is gonna be disabled, and if he doesn't get past him with DRS, doing without it is gonna be a really difficult job for the oh, and Rishi goes wide there. Rishi goes wide, and that's gonna allow Ben ahead. Ben takes the lead of the race in lap 10 of the race. Didn't even need to go for it, just needed to wait. Rishi made a mistake, and Ben now takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. But is he gonna come into the pit lane on this lap? Is he gonna stay out for one more? He does stay out for one more. Driver is not coming into the pit lane yet. There's just been some drivers that decided to go for a gamble, but it hasn't worked. CHR and Luke are coming into the pit lane now. Maybe they are gonna go for the intermediate tires, and I think actually the truck might have got enough wet so that Inters are the best tire to be on. Oh, and there's a spinner from an AlphaTauri, I think. No, it's a spinner. No, it's actually Rishi getting overtaken by Iron Knight. Rishi does not have any pace on these wet conditions. He is getting overtaken by absolutely everyone else. Now gets past him as well. Oh, and Rhino's out of the race. Rhino's crashed out. And safety car on track. Well, as I was saying, this race usually ends in carnage, and that's what has happened now. Rhino is gonna be your first DNF of the race. Thankfully, only in lap 11. We didn't saw any more DNFs before this. Still sad for Rhino, of course, but it's only one driver at this point who has DNF'd. Ben and Knight coming into the pit lane. Elge is gonna do the same, but he's gonna have to double stack with his teammates, so that's gonna cost him a couple of positions. Everyone is now gonna be pitting for the intermediate tires. So Ben will still be in the lead of the race. Iron Knight is on second place. Then CHR, going for the Inters one lap earlier, has made it up into P3. Then it comes PAFR Luke, and then Elge, who got really unlucky with having to wait for his teammate in the pit lane. So I'm gonna have a little break till the safety car ends. Then I'll be back for keeping commentating this really exciting race, or this race that will start getting really exciting in the next couple of minutes. And the safety car is gonna be going out in this lap. We are gonna be restarting the race into lap 15, and I've seen that Happy Gilmore's been disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he tried to unlap himself. I think that's what possibly happened, but in any case, it's unlucky that that happened, you know. But we're gonna focus now in the restart of the race. Ben does a really good one. It's only 3 attempts ahead of Iron Knight, but more than enough to stay ahead into turn 1. Oh, and there's a yellow flag once again. No. Oh, yes, there is gone something there in the back. That is Lee Wayne King in the Alpine. I think, yeah, his lap. Womack's here having a battle with Edge, gonna try and go all the way by the outside of the track to try and retake the place from the AlphaTauri driver, but here comes Rishi, who also had some issues and has made it up into P7 again. Oh, and he spins! Rishi spins and collects Edge in the process, and the Williams of Edge is in the gravel, same as Rishi. Really unfortunate. And now here comes It My Das, who is already made up. Oh, and Ben's made a mistake. Goes wide. CHR is gonna take the lead of the race. And well, we have to remember that It My Das still will want the redemption from throwing away an easy win in France last weekend. So now in the same conditions where he lost the win, he definitely will want to go today and take this one, but he's gonna be overtaken by Iron Knight once again into turn 2. Iron Knight retakes P4 of the race from It My Dust. CHR leads, then comes Ben in second place, who made a mistake and threw away that lead of the race. CHR has 1 lap older tires than him though. Not a big gap, but still a tiny difference in favor of Ben. And here comes Luke on the inside of Ben. He's gonna try and get past all the way by the outside, and yes, he does. Oh, and Ben's around. I think he made a bit of contact with Luke. We're not sure if that was what caused the accident, or if he got then some wheel spin, or he just lost the car on his own. But he has no front wing at all, and from what could have been a possible win, he's threw it away completely now, and it's down, and it's gonna be down into almost last place on this race. And here comes Iron Knight down the inside of It My Dust. Gonna try and retake the place again, but It My Dust managed to stay ahead. Stays ahead of the Williams driver Iron Knight. So CHR leads, then comes Luke, then comes It My Dust in third, who's trying to close the gap into the leaders. Edge now expect a 3-second time penalty, but he was mostly already out of this race when he was tapped by no, he got collected by Richie, I remember. Iron Knight now picks a 3-second time penalty. Not good news for the Alpine driver. Oh, there's a spinner from Indy Gamer who is off into sector 3. CHR leads the race, then comes Luke. Oh, and there's been an accident once again. This time it's Womack and Iron Knight. Iron Knight's dropped down into P12 of the race. CHR leads now by 1 second ahead of Luke. To be honest, I think there's not much things happening right now in the race, or they might be here in the back of the field between Richie and Womack. Richie's got past him. Oh, and Kelly is out of the race. Kelly is out, and that's another safety car. Second safety car of the race. He is crashed in the middle of the straight, so I don't know if that was on his own or if he had some help there. But anyways, cost us the second safety car of the race. Let's see if someone is gonna try and go and gamble for a new set of tires. CHR stays out, same does Luke, same does Ben. Juventino is also gonna stay out on track. Oh, and Rich is gonna drive through penalty and race from Rich. He has gone from bad to worse. So unfortunate. Getting pole position, then losing pace in the rain, and then spinning on his own and collecting outs to finally this a brutal safety car for spinning under safety car. So and I'm gonna take another break right now till we get going with this race. Lap 20, CHR leads, then comes Luke, then it might does, Juventino, Polo Frost, Vintage Breeze, Arin, Eckert, Rishi, Euge, Ben, Womax, Aronite, Indie Gamer, Chromat, then JV of course because Kelly has already DNF'd, and then Lee Wayne King, who is really far behind. Chromat is trying there to unlap himself. Not sure if he's allowed to buy the game or not. But anyway, he's trying to get past him. Yeah, he's gonna drive to penalty for ignoring yellow flags. He's got a 5-second penalty once again for ignoring yellow flags. Oh, and this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because Juventino is coming to the pit lane and is switching for the full wet tires. So, if the conditions start getting much worse, he may be playing a big one here, a big winning strategy. If not, then it's gonna be a total mess. So safety car is coming in this lap. We are gonna get going. CHR is gonna restart the race. It's done a really good one, actually 7 tenths ahead of Luke. Great restart there by our Ferrari driver, and here comes Eat My Dust trying to get past Luke. Unable to do it, it's gonna go on the slipstream. Can he make the move down into turn 2? He's gonna try and send it down the inside. No, Luke will manage to stay ahead but doesn't get the better exit out of the corner. Ben is gonna try and attack him down into turn 4, I think. I'm sorry, not an expert in corners here, but I think it's turn 4. And does not and Eat My Dust is not able to get past Luke yet. Aaron managed to get ahead of Vintage Grease. He's here, takes P5 of the race. By the way, the strategy of Juventino is not working yet. Yeah, he's getting overtaken easily by drivers as Ben. Iron Knight also getting easily past him. CHR leads the race, 9 tenths ahead of Luke. Then comes Eat My Dust. Rishi is coming into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty. CHR leads 6 tenths ahead of PAFR. Luke hasn't been able to pull away a bigger gap than that. But I also have to say he's not pushing too hard. He has almost full DRS. Luke has been pushing a bit harder, but that's only because he had to defend from Eat My Dust attacks, who also hasn't pushed too much. Paulo Frost, by the way, an excellent job here by our Haas driver. Starting in P19, it's already made it up into P4 of this race. And Luke is gonna get another 3-second time penalty that makes it a total of 6. Here a bit further, in the midfield, and Eckert is in the wall, and Eckert crashes out into turn 1, into the exit. Is that gonna be another safety car? Yes, it will. Yeah, I got that on stream. And Eckert has taken himself out of this Austrian Grand Prix. That was a big impact into the wall. And Rishi's got another drive-through penalty for speeding under a safety car. Well, race has gone from bad to worst for our Aston Martin driver. Rishi's got another drive-through penalty for speeding under Roberto's safety car. Oh, and CHR is coming into the pit lane. What is the reason? Is it does it mean that the track has gone for full wet tire conditions? What tires is CHR gonna be on now? No, he's going for a new set of inters. He just wants the fresher tires. Paulo Frost stays out to take the lead of the race. Then Vintage is also staying out in second place. Then we have Elch Womack's ban in the gamer, and CHR is gonna come out in 7th place. He's gonna need to make up 6 more places in around 9 laps if he wants still to win this race. And the safety car is going to be going out in this lap. We're going to have around, I think, 9 laps of racing, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 9 laps of racing. Paul Frost restarts the race, and now the question is, can he survive in the lead of the race for 9 more laps against CHR, who comes with fresh set of intermediate tires. CHR got a really good run on Indie Gamer. Indie Gamer will try and defend by the inside. And I think there's nothing CHR can do yet at this point. But it's gonna be really interesting to see if he can actually manage to get past him into the next straight. Indie Gamer tries to defend really hard, but look at the traction CHR has got on those fresh inter tires. Easily passed just at the exit of the corner, boosted, and gets up into P6 of this race. Now CHR having a look at Womack's by the inside, but there's no gap there. Oh, and he picks a 3-second time penalty. This is not good for his winning chances. He now will need to get past all these guys ahead of him and then pull away a 3-second gap. He's not going to be getting past Womack through this straight, I think. It's not going to be getting him by turn 2. Can he make the same move he did previously? Yes, he's trying to do so. Got the better traction. Down the inside. Oh, and Iron Knight is out of the race. Oh, but he's retarded in the pit lane, so it's not going to change anything. Now CHR sends it down the inside. Gets the move done. Oh, and makes a rough contact with Ben here. Can he try and get past him as well? No, that's not the case. CHR will stay behind, but as it's going, it seems inevitable that CHR is gonna be your race winner. No, he makes it. A mistake. Oh, and he spins. CHR makes contact with Womack's tire and spins. That's the end of his race chances for winning today. No way. Well, we're gonna see another heartbreaking moment today, and that is it. CHR messes up a win that he mostly had on the bag. Just need to keep it patient and clean, and he would have, I think, easily got past all the guys ahead of him. But now the one on the charge is gonna be Luke and Eat My Dust. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. Here comes Ben. He's gonna try and get past Ouch as well. I think Ben has the better pace, and it's been a really good recovery drive from him after the accident he had. Down the inside goes Ben. Is Ouch gonna leave this? No, I'm sorry, I'm going with Eat My Dust. That's my mistake. He's trying to go all the way by the outside with Womack. And he makes the move by the outside nice and clean, takes P6 of the race. Now doesn't need to lose time to Luke, who is gonna be his rival in terms of same amount of tire old laps. Both have 3-lap old intermediate tires, so he shouldn't be losing pace against him. Now Luke's getting backed up by the train, by the leading train. Paul Frost leads 9/10 ahead of Vintage Grease. Then comes Elgin in third place with 14-lap old intermediate tires. Then Ben with a bit fresher tires. But here comes Luke, gonna try and send it down the inside. Yes, he will. Oh, and he taps Elgin. He taps Elgin and pushes him a bit off the road. But he's gonna easily retake that place on track. But Luke has there managed to get past Ben with the fresher compound of tires. Oh, but he now brakes really late, and that's gonna allow Ben to have a fight back on him. Is he gonna make it? Yes, he will. Ben stays ahead, but Luke sends a dive down the inside. But Ben defends really well by the outside of the track and managed to keep for one more lap Luke behind. 5 more laps to go after the... Oh, and Ben is in the wall! Ben in the wall! What happened there? Safety car again! Safety car! What happened there with Ben? What happened there? To be honest, I didn't see if he was tapped or if it was just a spin around his own. We should find out after the race, but for now, after it was doing a great recovery drive after the accident he had previously on this race, and now he is in the wall and out of this race totally out. Well, and as I was saying, that's the typical of Austria races. There you go, you have 6 DNFs. It's not weird for me to see, nothing new. It's nothing new for me to see in a track like Austria and league racing in general. Not talking about this league, it has nothing to do with the drivers. I've seen it in other leagues as well. Austria races many times get really messy, and it's happened again. Oh, and Vintage Grease is coming in. Vintage Grease is coming into the pit lane for a new set of indoor tires, and I think he might have just messed it up because he's gonna drop around 10th place in this race. I don't see him making it pay off. To be honest, he's gonna be down into P11 in this race. No, P10, I'm sorry. But well, who knows? Who knows? And we are gonna be getting 2 more laps of racing. Paulo Frost needs to do a really good restart, and he does. Enough to stay ahead of Elch into turn 1. Now you have PAFR Luke on P3 with the fresher tires. It My Das is also well in contention for the win of this race, but he needs to clear up some guys here. Elch is on the attack of Paulo Frost now. Is he gonna send it down the inside? He thinks about it, but no. He needs to back up there. Oh, and Elch makes a mistake. This is gonna allow Luke, or maybe it might just go ahead. No, it won't. Actually, they were far behind. They were far behind from the roof. Let's see if Vintage Grease strategy actually works in something. It's already made it up into 8th place. Recovered at least 2 of the places he lost. Womax overtakes It My Das with older tires. Interesting to see this. Paulo Frost leads now 8 tenths ahead of Elch. I think there's nothing to do with him. It My Das is having a close contact with IndyGamer once again. It's not a good rain race for It My Das. He's down into 11 already. Final lap of the race. Paulo Frost leads just 4 tenths ahead of Elch, then PAFR Luke. And yeah, It My Das has retired from this race. Vintage Grease now getting past IndyGamer is gonna make it up into 6th place of the race. Should be able to break much later than IndyGamer, and yes, he does. Now next target would be Arin, but he's kinda far away at this point. With the penalties, he should be able to make it into the podium though. So I think it was... yeah, I don't think it was a good strategy, because he's gonna lose to Arin anyway. So from finishing in 2nd place, he's now gonna finish in P3. So I think it wasn't the best decision to come in for new tires. If there were more laps, it would have been a good decision. But here we go. Oh, and Luke taps Paulo Frost from the back. That could have been a big heartbreaking moment, but thankfully it wasn't. Here comes Paulo Frost into the line and a win, starting in P19. The Austrian Grand Prix. Arin will take 2nd of the race. Vintage Grease crosses the line in 3rd. Well, does not cross the line exactly in 3rd, but on penalties will take 3rd place of the race. Elch finishes 4th, really close to another podium for the Williams driver, but didn't happen. IndyGamer P5, Womax P6, Rishi P7. Finally did do a kinda decent recovery to save some points here. Luke on P8 due to penalties. CHR, one of the guys that messed up, into P9. Juventino on P10, Cromar on P11, then JB will finish on P12, and Lee Wayne King on P14. And that is the race result for today. Paulo Frost wins starting on P19, it's almost a last to first. Arin takes 2nd place starting on P10. So also a decent recovery here from our Red Bull driver, and Vintage Grease will come and take 3rd place. Starting on 6th, finally a good race for him, I'll say. And we will be back next weekend for the British Grand Prix, if I'm not wrong. Should be. Okay, so we are here for the post-race interviews of the Austrian Grand Prix, and we are gonna get started. We have our 3 drivers, currently 2 in the party chat in the podium. We are waiting for the third one, but we will get going with the interview. So our race winner, Paulo Frost, first of all, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that excellent win, starting from the back, P19. Almost a last to first, you just needed to start at 20th, so it could be
Yep.
a total last to first, but it's anyway almost the same. So, well, what can I ask you? Talk us about your race in general, like race summary or something. I think there's a lot of things to go
It
through.
was for me. It was a really stressful race. It's not really. I'm used to starting at the back, and I knew when I got the quali ban, I would be starting from last. And I started off with softs because I knew that it won't be dry for long. And luckily, I went up to the field a little bit. I went up the field not as fast as I wanted to be, but it was fine for me. But when it started raining, that's when I started feeling a bit stressed because when you're racing with the Division 2 people, it's a bit tense, especially when it's in the rain. And I tried to keep my distance from everyone and make sure I have no collisions, except for that one time with Chromad, which I it wasn't really really ideal for me. But when I think the first safety car in the rain, I was thinking on pitting, but I thought I could have gone for the gamble, and I didn't pit, and that was my only pit of the race. Was just me switching to intermediates, and the second safety car, it really made me even more stressed because Vintage was behind me, and Vintage is a pretty fast driver, I have to admit, and he really stressed me out a bit. And then the third safety car stressed me out even further because my tires are absolutely worn out, and all I had to do was just pray that the lap would go on faster and the people behind me would fight more. And thankfully, I secured the win after all the bad races I've had throughout the season. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I don't really have more questions for you. Just the race summary was quite good. You started making up places, then got into those safety cars. You decided to stay out, which was the correct strategy. The guys who pitted ahead of you didn't had much good luck out at the back, got involved in some collisions, and yeah, you had the clean air in front, no one ahead to worry about, and yeah, took the win. So congratulations again for that excellent driving, starting almost last, making it to P1, and enjoy the win for a while. Well, and now I'm gonna go with the man in second place, Arin. And well, I'm gonna congratulate you for the podium, starting on P10. To be honest, I wasn't following your race so much, so I think same as with Paulo Frost, I'm gonna ask you to do a race summary.
Geez, I was expecting a mixed condition race, but I didn't think the rain would last as long as it did. But for qualifying, I wanted to start mediums, whether I was in the top 10 or outside the top 10, and do a two-stop medium soft because that was a pretty strong strat. And if it was raining, I'd be able to pit early for the softs and stay on the dries as long as possible because of that crossover effect. A few niggly contact here and there amongst the grid sort of evened out other people's mistakes or your own mistakes, and I think the whole idea was just to sort of keep racing, just keep on swimming. Yeah, it was frustrating. Like if an incident or contact was made, because then it put you at the back. But then, like I said, you just got to keep going. And eventually, I got up there, and I just thought in the wet conditions, a track prone for time penalties, safety cars, and spins, especially in the wet weather. I thought just keep it together, stay on track, bring it home, and I'll do well. And yeah, paid off.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Aaron, in these interviews. To be honest, today I'm really out of questions, so just gonna stick with that. So yeah, thank you for your time in the interviews, and congratulations on the second place.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go now with Vintage Grease. Congratulations on a podium. What I have to say to you is that finally, after some bad luck in the last races, you finally made it into a podium, so congratulations for that. Also, maybe want to ask you something about the start of the race. I remember in the last races you weren't getting the best starts, but today you did manage to hold into your place. So were you practicing your starts? Did you focus a bit more today?
Yeah, so definitely starts was something I was looking at this week, because as you know, past 3 or 4 races I've qualified in P2 for the majority of them and dropped down the order pretty quickly as a result of that. And I guess today it's good to be back on the podium, particularly in a race where everything went wrong, and so, pretty much in a season so far where nothing's really gone right for me. So start off the race and spun on lap 4. I think I ended up in P19, but I managed to keep the car undamaged, so I kept going. Got tricked into pitting. The box strategy popped up, and I thought it was going for enters, so I went into the pits and then flicked the button the wrong way, and it went to the hards, and it was raining. So I kept going, and somehow I found a bit of grip on the hards in the rain, and I kept going, pitted for the inters after a couple of laps, and managed to work my way up to P2 behind Paulo, because I stayed out as well, like him. And then on the third safety car, had a bit of a accidentally nudge Paulo slightly just as the delta popped up, as he broke pretty hard and I did too, but I was a bit too close behind him. So I had to then pit again to replace my wing. So I just hope to, I guess they were lucky I didn't pick up any time penalties and I was managed to keep it on track.
Oh, so yeah, that last pit stop was because of wing damage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what if there was any type of strategy from you trying to pit with like 3 laps to go. So well, there I got my answer. But anyway, I think it was a really good damage limitation. You were gonna finish P2 without that. You finally finished P3, so with a wing off could have been much worse. And they're going down into P11 when the safety car was restarted, then making up around 8 places, 7 places if I'm not wrong. So yeah, good ending of the race for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty stoked just to be back, I guess, and actually finishing the race. So thanks again.
Well, that will be everything for today on the interview, so thank you everyone for your time. To be honest, today I was really out of questions. I think possibly because we've got 3 really unexpected people in the podium, so I know I was focused on...
Hey, I've been here before.
Hey, I think I was here in Bahrain as well. Was I here in Bahrain? I can't remember.
I think you were. He's up there. We're no noobs here.
Podium, DNS, and then podium. I'm consistent.
I'm not.
Nah, I think it was good. Good to see
It was.
a different podium. Well done on the win there, Paolo.
Thank you.
I think it was about time coming.
Yeah, well done, man.
Yeah. Oh,
And
my hands are shaking. I can't.
I think we all did well considering it was.
Yeah,
we all had our bad moments, and I look forward to watching the stream again, David, and your highlight reel. Can't wait to post that.
Be getting that done in around maybe 12 hours or something. Should be by...
No stress. No rush. Alrighty, lads. I'll check out there. I'm gonna dip, and
Yep,
I'll
same.
catch you next week for where are we next week?
Britain?
For Silverstone.
Yeah.
Ooh, another wet race.
Should be pretty dry, I reckon. Pretty smooth track.
I mean, we are in Britain, so it's probably great.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for that. Good race. Good commentary. I'll speak to you then.
Okay, see
Thanks
you
again,
guys.
See you
Bye.
later.